You're looking for a piece of equipment that actually fits into the rhythm of your life, something reliable, quiet enough that you can keep the windows open, easy to move when you need the room for something else, and that won't feel like a waste of cash after a few weeks. That hesitation you feel when a product promises professional-grade performance but lives on a tiny box in the corner of the living room is totally real. If you're wondering whether an indoor spin bike can give you the burn without turning your apartment into a gym showroom, you're in the right place. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about what makes a home exercise bike actually usable day after day. The biggest deal breakers for most people are noise, space, and how intuitive the resistance changes are. A bike that squeaks every time you shift gears will have you reaching for the couch instead of the pedals, and a bulky frame can make the whole home gym concept feel cramped. On the flip side, if the bike's resistance is too hard to dial in, you'll end up guessing your effort level and never hitting that sweet spot for fat burn or cardio conditioning. Those are the hidden trade-offs that manufacturers love to gloss over in glossy marketing videos. The XRHDTQVVIG Silent Home Exercise Bike tries to hit those pain points hidden. Its magnetic resistance system replaces the traditional friction brake pads, which is why you'll hear almost nothing when you crank up the intensity. In a real-world scenario, I've seen people set it up in a bedroom while a partner is still sleeping, and the bike stays virtually inaudible. That's a big win if you live in an apartment building or share a space with a work-from-home colleague who needs quiet for Zoom calls. Space is another practical consideration. The bike's footprint is listed as less than half a square meter, so it slides into a hallway nook, under a desk, or even behind a sofa without demanding a dedicated room. I've watched a friend tuck it into the corner of his studio apartment, and when he's not riding, the bike can be pushed against the wall and barely registers in the room's layout. For anyone who's battled with the gym equipment takes up too much room dilemma, that compact size is a genuine convenience. Adjustability is where the bike shows a bit more nuance. The seat is made from a high elastic sponge that claims good heat dissipation, which translates into a cushioned feel that doesn't get sweltering after a 30-minute session. Adjusting the seat height is a simple lever action, and the resistance can be changed across 8 magnetic levels with a knob that clicks into place. In practice, that means a beginner can start at level 2 or 3 and move up as endurance builds, while a more seasoned rider can push to level 8 for a solid cardio push. The 8-step range is decent for casual workouts, but if you're training for a cycling race or want finely tuned intervals, you might feel the steps are a little coarse. Now, who should actually consider buying this bike? If you're a busy professional who wants to squeeze in a 20-minute spin while the kids are at school, or a retiree looking to improve joint mobility with low-impact cardio, the silent operation and easy resistance style make it a low-maintenance option. The fat-burning artifact angle isn't just hype, the steady, moderate resistance combined with a seated position lets you keep heart rate in the fat loss zone without the jarring impact of a treadmill. For people who are new to indoor cycling, the lack of a steep learning curve is a relief. You can hop on, set a resistance level, and start moving without wrestling with complicated consoles. On the other hand, you might want to skip this model if you're an avid cyclist who expects a bike to simulate road feel with progressive resistance and built-in performance metrics. The bike doesn't come with a digital display for cadence, power output, or heart rate, so you'll have to rely on a separate smartwatch or phone app if those numbers matter to you. Also, the weight capacity isn't highlighted in the specs we have, so heavier riders should double-check whether the frame can support them before committing. Finally, the 8 resistance levels, while enough for a casual workout, could feel limiting for high-intensity interval training, HIIT, where you might want to fine-tune resistance every 30 seconds. Let's walk through a day in the life of someone using this bike. Imagine you're a remote worker who starts the day with a quick warm-up before the first meeting. You roll the bike out from its corner, set the seat, click the resistance knob to level 5, and pedal for 10 minutes while reviewing emails. Because the magnetic system is whisper quiet, the only sound you hear is the hum of the fans in the room, not the grinding of brake pads. After the session, you push the bike back against the wall, and it occupies almost no visual space. Later in the evening, after dinner, you want